Y'all, so yesterday I had an accident. I had an accident here in the potager garden, and very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. What is going on, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm, and I got something I gotta show you guys. It was frustrating. This here is a water feature. It's basically a water fountain that I've had for, oh gosh, I don't know, probably close to 15 years. I got it from Petals from the Past many moons ago. And y'all, I was cleaning it out like I've done 100 times before. And this top piece fell over and broke in half. You can see it right here. It's so heavy. It's really, really heavy. You can see where it was right there. And this is very frustrating. I've just had it forever. I loved it. Loved it. I've shown it in the video a few times here recently because we were able to actually put it up. We've had it stored since we've been here because we had nowhere to actually put it. And I had it up against the wall here in the potager garden on the barn dominium. Here's the base, which is extremely heavy. It's got a reservoir here, like a bowl. I just turned it over so it wouldn't collect water. And that piece fit down inside here and sat straight up, and it had a nice, cool waterfall. And I went to clean it out, and it just fell over and broke slap in two. Honestly, it is a terrible design, to be quite honest with you, because the pump goes inside a little reservoir like I showed you on the back of that thing, and the only way to get to the pump is you had to lean this over or take it off, and it was so heavy that, you know, it was just hard just to pick it up and take it off. And so I always just leaned it over and cleaned the pump out and just leaned it back, and this particular time when I leaned it over, snap, crackle, pop, and it was over. Brooke seems to think that we can repair it, so we may try that. I just don't know. I just don't know how it would stay together. I really don't. It's so heavy. I'm just thinking if it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So I've been down in the dumps about it, honestly. This like I said, I've had it forever. It was really expensive, but we got it on sale at the time from Petals. And, you know, we had saved our money up, and I don't know. And all things don't last forever. I get it. And so, you know, it was a bummer yesterday, but I came up with another idea that I don't think, if this would have happened, that I never would have came up with this idea. And maybe we can fix it. Maybe we can fix it, and then two great things that come out of it, right? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe two good things that come out of it. But here's what I'm thinking that I want to do. And you guys are going to have to excuse us. This is a lot of stuff. Actually, this is all the signs and stuff we had on the old barn. That's what this is. And right back here, let's see if I can get back here. I have to step over. Hang on. So here is what I'm thinking. This right here is an old clawfoot tub that we've had for a while now. Brooke, actually a feed store. Brooke got it from our old feed store that we used to go to in our old hometown in Selma. And they just had it sitting there, back up in the back of the store, in their warehouse area, I think. And that's where we got it from. And we've had plans with it to make a water feature out of it. We could have used it in our house, for this house, the barn dominium, but y'all, it'd have to be reglazed. They'd have to strip this coating off and then redo it. And I don't know, we just didn't know of anybody in the area that would do it. But long story short, I'm thinking about turning this into a water feature where that fountain once was. I think it'd be beautiful. I really do. And it would take up space. It'll fill that wall in. We could actually plant water plants in this if we wanted to. And put a fountain in it. Now if we can get it out of here, that's the thing. Man, it would be awesome. Awesome if I can get this thing going and make it a darn water feature. Slow down, Hollywood. Slow down, girl. Wide open, like a peanut hole. Cast iron ain't no joke. It's so heavy. It reminds me of when me and Brooke put that farmhouse sink up under the porch. Good gracious. I think that sink's heavier than this tub. I do. I don't know how, but I think that sink's heavier than this tub. That's good, I think. Now there's one thing that I haven't thought about yet, because it is heavy, and that is, how in the world am I gonna get it back here? I don't know how. I guess just the best we can. I guess we just bring the tractor in through here as far as we can and stop it, and then kind of drag it over to there. I think that's probably gonna be our best option right there, because it is heavy. I am not gonna lie, that thing is heavy. You think it'll slide off right here? That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, it looks good too. It looks good over here. Better than I thought. Well, y'all look who is back on the garden bench. Good morning, Tuck Tuck. How you doing, girl? Don't fall off of it. Don't fall off of it. All right, so I'm fixing to see if I can finish up and get this fountain going, Tuck. Okay? Fixing to. But let me tell you what we're gonna do. I got this great idea about it. Okay? Now that I got it all cleaned up, I got it full of water. It's been holding for a while, so I know I ain't got any leaks on it. This is my plan, okay? So I got this 3/4 inch rigid copper. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's what it's called or not, but it's not the, very flexible kind of copper. And I bought a 5-foot stick, and I got 3/4 inch, and I'll show you why. And so this is my plan is, let me show you here. All right, so let me show you what I want to do. Is I got this pump right there, and I got this copper, and I'm gonna put the copper in here on top of the pump. I'm gonna get it lined up. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, like so. And I'm gonna bring it on up like this. I'm gonna probably cut it off like right around in here somewhere. And I got a 90 right here. So I'm gonna 90 off where I cut it off at, and add me another little piece about, I don't know, like that, I guess. And I got another 90 that goes on the end. So it's gonna pump and run through and come down at the end. Sort of like a bathtub faucet. I like it. Now I'm going to, and this is why I got 3/4 inch, because I got this 1/2 inch tubing. So I'm not going to let the water run in here. I'm gonna hook the pump to my tubing, and I'm gonna run it up through the pipe like so, and then run it through the 90 and then out the other end. And that way it should be a good seal, and the smaller the tube, the more pressure, and that should push it on up. And then I'll hide the wire. I'll come through this hole here, which I got a cover for this, and I'll adapt the cover and I'll make it work and hide the wire on around and plug it in right there. And I think that's gonna work. I really do. I'm excited about it. And then I'll probably put me like a pot here with a plant, maybe a pot over there with a plant. We could actually put some plants on the backside if we wanted to. And I would like to put maybe 1 or 2 water plants in here as well. Now let's see if we can get it hooked up. All right, so my original plan was to put this 90 right here. The hose won't stick out, of course, and the water come out there. But while I was in the barn looking for some parts, looking for my tubing actually, I found this. Wish this would go in here and do like that and kind of give it more like a faucet look, but it may be too heavy. I'm kind of liking the way that looks, you know? I'm kind of liking the way that looks a little bit versus just a straight 90. So I may try and see if that'll work, if it's not too heavy. That's not what I want right there. This may be the hardest part, is making it go in there and not pushing back and leaking. Isn't that right, Holly? That's what I think too. That's gonna be the hardest part. Like so. Awesome. Now we could get us a water plant to go in there, something that blooms. I don't know. I don't know much about water plants at all, and I like it. It looks great. Let me go get Brooke. You tell me what you think.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
That's pretty darn good, isn't it?
Yeah. You think it's too tall or you think it's okay?
I think it's perfect.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like it. I just wanted to make sure I didn't make it too tall.
Oh, I think it's perfect.
Good. Holly likes it.
Holly?
Holly likes it.
Wow, that was a pretty good idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, it turned out great. Now we just get us a water plant or two to go in there.
Yep.
Be good to go. And that's the air conditioner coming on.
Yep.
Because it's hot. And I got to get me one of those plug covers that's for all-time use. Okay, good deal. Awesome. Well, it turned out perfect. Guess what?
What?
Do you want to go plant some azaleas now?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me change my clothes.
All right, change your clothes and we'll go have at it.
Okay.
Do you guys remember a few videos ago we talked about making a woodland garden here? Maybe with some azaleas, some hydrangeas, that kind of thing. Well, we got some azaleas and we're gonna plant those guys today. And we do plan on planting probably some oak leaf hydrangeas in here or something to that effect. And see this dead pine tree right here? I'm thinking about growing a Confederate jasmine or star jasmine on it and see if it'll climb all the way up it. It's such a beautiful vine. It's got beautiful white flowers, blooms for a long period of time, and they smell so amazing. So that is my plan here. Instead of cutting this pine tree down, I'm thinking about planting some Confederate jasmine on it. But we're fixing to get started planting some azaleas that we found on sale, y'all, on clearance for $3.75 a piece. That's a crazy, crazy deal. We got all different types. I may go over there to talk to Brooke. She probably knows all the types we got. You know, my memory's like... Do you remember what we got? We got George Tabor.
Yeah, they're right? Blooming. Look
they are
at
blooming,
them.
Aren't they beautiful? We got Wachet. which is a light pink. We got Conversation Piece, which is a multicolor azalea. We got Fashion. I almost said Fusion. Fashion. I was thinking Fuchsia.
Red Formosa.
And Purple Formosa. And what else?
I think that's it. George Solomon.
That's it. All right.
But you can see they all bloom at different times.
Yes, they do bloom at different times.
Which is kind of why we wanted a variety, so we would get a color
right
at different times of the spring.
Gorgeous. All right.
Do you think we should tote them all over there?
George Tabor. I think we'll dig our holes first, and then we'll come back.
It's not George Solomon, it's Judge Solomon.
Judge Solomon, that's right. George Tabor and Judge Solomon. I think we dig our holes first.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and plant the azaleas.
Well, I can help you plant if we dig all the holes first.
That's true.
Otherwise, I'll be going on and off the tractor
and we know why they were on sales. You know, they wasn't the best of looking things.
They got bit by the cold a little bit, but
they did. But some of them, like the George Tabors, look pretty darn good. And azaleas can take pruning easily. You can hard prune azaleas pretty good, and they pretty much come right back. So
as long as you do it by the 4th of July in our area.
That's right, or you cut your blooms off.
You cut your blooms off because they're set for next year.
After the 4th
of July.
All right. Well, we got the auger on the buggy. We fixing to dig. Few planting tips for those that do not know. Number 1, dig your hole twice as wide as your planting ball, your root ball. Number 2, gently loosen the roots up if they're real tight and root bound. Don't snatch at them or anything like that. Just gently loosen them up and break them apart. Number 3, don't plant them too deep. Always plant them at soil level, the top of your plant ball right here. It's soil level or a little bit higher. It could be like almost a ½ inch higher, but don't plant it too deep. That could cause it to stunt its growth where it doesn't grow at all, or cause it to rot. Ooh, I'm booked. But we got them all planted, and it's just going to be gorgeous. It really, really is. So beautiful. Now, there were some of y'all concerned about azaleas or rhododendrons and the bees. And so I wasn't too concerned about it. We contacted Tanya, our beekeeper. She told us it was no issues at all. And then I did a little research, and I found an article that there's over 700 species of azaleas and rhododendrons, and only a very, 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 very slim few actually would cause the bees to produce honey that you couldn't eat. And none of these are those. So, plus it said that there's so much stuff for bees to eat that these few azaleas, even if they did come over here and get any pollen off of them, would be so diluted that you wouldn't even know it. Then some of y'all had concerns about the goats, if the goats got over here and ate the azaleas. But especially once we get the barn built, this is on the total opposite side of our property. The goats would have to travel past so much stuff to even get over here, right? And there's just so much other stuff for them to eat. If they did get out, chances of them getting out is going to be slim to none. Then there's other things that are on our property that are way worse than azaleas. Like we have black cherry trees, the native cherry tree in Alabama, extremely poisonous. Oak trees are not healthy for goats. We got wild rhododendrons here on the property. We got buckeye here on the property. We got finger rot here on the property. And that's just the stuff off the top of my head that I know they can't eat. So if the goats get out, there's just so much other stuff that I would need to worry about besides this one little area over here. So we're not concerned about that whatsoever. All right, so I went ahead and decided, since we are planting today, plant a cover crop in a spot basically where the chickens have been. You guys know we're running an egg mobile out there, a portable chicken coop, and we're moving it every so often. We've moved it twice, and so I want to go plant a cover crop out there, and I'm going to go ahead and plant black eye Susies. What am I thinking? Black oil sunflower seeds. I got a 10-pound bag here from Hoss Tools, and if you're interested in black oil sunflower seeds by bulk, or not even by bulk, you're just interested in seeds period, I'll put a link down below, or you can always go to our website. And if you do use our link, we know we get a small commission at no extra cost to you guys at all, and it does help our farm out a lot. And I got a promo code, COG Squad 23, and that'll get you a free pack of seeds if you spend $25 more. So we're gonna put this black oil sunflower seeds out in this spot because I've mentioned it before, and I just wanna make sure you guys know, because cover crops are so crucial in your garden because they do so many beneficial things. Gonna bring beneficial insects like this one for sure, but it breaks bad insects pest cycle. It creates a green manure when you chop and drop. It's gonna help with erosion because it's gonna come up and keep the soil intact. And it also helps with weeds because it'll grow up in a thick mass and drown weeds out. Cover crops are awesome. Sunflowers make a great cover crop. So we're going to go out there. I'm going to run my ripper through the area first, and then I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna till the top of it so I can have me a smooth planting bed, because that ripper is not gonna make it smooth, and I gotta have a smooth planting bed to plant these sunflower seeds. I'm just gonna drop them in my seeder, and we're fixing to push them out and get them in the ground. All right, here it is. Don't it look good? Looks great. See how smooth it is? I can get my spreader in here, spread out my seeds with no issues. And that's what I'm gonna do, just spread them out. I'm just gonna do one big, thick mass of seeds, sunflowers. I'm not gonna do rows or anything like that. Kind of like we did last year. I wanna show you guys something though while I'm out here in the garden that y'all ain't seen yet. Look at our onions and garlic, and I wanna show you guys my onions. Just crazy how huge they are. Look at this. See how big they are? They're just huge. They look awesome. Absolutely awesome. So we'll know when these guys are ready when that foliage starts dying down. Once the foliage dies down, then it's time to harvest the onions. And I'll show you what we'll do then, because you got to cure them and then we'll hang them. And I will go into all that once we harvest them. But onions are looking great. Garlic is looking great. That yellow that where it got bit by the frost back a month ago or so, it's starting to just go away, and they're getting pretty big now. Also, check this out, guys. Look what else we got. Potatoes. Look at our potatoes coming up. Just rows of them. 400 foot of potatoes here. 4 100-foot rows, and this is pretty awesome too. Oh my gracious. So we're having a pretty productive garden, even though we lost some stuff because of the hard freezes we had. We still have a very productive garden. Our onions look wonderful, our garlic looks wonderful, and now we got potatoes coming on. And now I'm getting ready to start planting some other stuff. And right here, like I said, I think I'm gonna do a cover crop. I'm not quite for sure. I like to do something for the bees. So we may do like a bee garden here and get those guys something. And I know they're gonna like the sunflowers. So let's load the cedar up and get these sunflowers planted in the ground. Now I'm going to tell you this, I'm not worried about weeds whatsoever with this. I'm just not. It's going to get weedy more and less, yes. I hope my sunflowers drain out enough weeds. But what we're doing here is we're basically starting from scratch, right? This garden is just, this area's never been gardened properly. So I'm just basically starting from scratch. So we're going to let this thing be. We're going to plant these sunflowers in here. Then we'll come back and we'll chop and drop them. Then what we'll do is that we'll either come back through and re-till this area up and tarp it, or we'll just go ahead and just tarp it. One of the two, I'll see when I get there. I don't like tilling, but I just find myself that it's better for me because I'm doing these small plots to till in between seasons. So twice a year. As time goes on, as I cover crop it, as I put compost on it, because we've got our own composting system going here, and I tarp it, over time, in the next couple of years, this is going to be an outstanding, wonderful, it won't be completely weed-free at all. It never will be. But the weeds will get less and less and less and less every year if I continue to do that cycle. To go grab my rake. I think I'm gonna lightly cover them up. That way it can help me with any type of birds coming in and trying to eat all my seeds, and hope they germinate faster that way. We'll see. Y'all hear the water? Right here. Still going strong. Woo, I love it. Just gotta give it some water, plants. All right, we're gonna grab my rake here. Y'all see the seedlings? Everything's ready to go in the ground. Just was waiting to make sure that our cold weather is gone, and now I'm pretty sure. So I feel like we're gonna get this stuff in the ground possibly, hopefully this week, and have our vegetable garden rolling and our flower farm. All right, sunflower seeds have been planted. So hopefully these guys start coming on up without too much damage from the birds. Last year I didn't have that much damage from birds. Not that much at all. So hopefully this year's the same way. Hopefully raking, I know that raking, I just lightly raked them. It's not like I went in and just tried to cover everything up. Just a lightly raking. Hopefully that just helps some. But man, I'm getting excited because this is my favorite time of the year. It just is. Growing season is upon us. And boy, do we have a big day today. Got the fountain fixed in the potager garden. Got the azaleas planted in the woodland garden. And got the sunflowers planted out here in our big, huge kitchen market garden. Whew. It's time for some lemonade.